Hey, it's Stokely from Sauce on Delay. I'm using a different phone because my other phone, it fell and it broke and the screen cracked, and then I replaced the screen because I had a screen that I was holding on to. It held up. I had a cracked screen for probably about 2 years, and I had the replacement screen just storing it for about that amount of time. So when I put in the screen now, it's not working. It's glitching, so I can't use my phone efficiently. So anyhow, using a different phone right now. I hope to fix my previous phone because I really like it. It has a bigger screen, easier to read, but that's fine. So what I want to talk about is I have I'm always talking about hair loss. Sauce on Delay is a hair butter / pomade that gives you light hold and moisturizes and locks in moisture. I'm working on a development right now of just a totally oil-based, a totally liquid form product. So far, I'm liking how my hair responds to it. Many of the same ingredients as Sauce on Delay hair butter, with the exception of wax, so it's not in a solid state, and with the exception of water also, so it's not a butter, it's not an emulsification yet. So but what I really want to talk about is microneedling. I think it's called microneedling or microdermal injection or something to that effect. So they have these cosmetic gadgets called derma rollers. Some people use it to everybody uses it to renew the life in the surface that they're applying it onto. So the roller now, it has little needles in it, and what it does is it basically causes damage. It just causes it causes damage to your skin, which in theory it prompts it to create new cells. So in my understanding, it's promoting cell turnover, so you get a more hopefully youthful skin. So I'm looking on Amazon and some of the comments on people on the derma rollers. Some people use it for acne. Some people use it just to have get rid of hyperpigmentation. I don't see how it could do that, but some people use it in conjunction with other chemicals. For instance, people were saying to use it in a conjunction with vitamin C serum, right? I would assume that other people probably use it for retinol, use it with retinol, which I don't know exactly what retinol is. I should know. But then you have other people that use it for something that I'm more concerned with regarding hair loss. So I looked up a PubMed research paper. I think it's out of India, where I think it's where a master's student, what he did, where he conducted an experiment. I think he's a master's student because it said MA after his name. It didn't say doctor or PhD or anything like that. So this researcher is a master's, has a master's in some kind of medical research. So what happened was he took a group of, I think it was about 58 men, where he just gave them minoxidil lotion, which I think was either 5% or 15% minoxidil. Then he had another group, about 41 men, with the same 5 or 15% minoxidil, but with a weekly use of a derma roller. So what that ended up doing, according to their research, and the research, I want to say it was suspect. I didn't read the full article, but he used words like significant, and that's a good answer. You know, that's sufficient for a layperson like me. He said there was a significant increase in hair regrowth among the men that used the derma roller versus the men that did not. Remember, both groups did use minoxidil. So using a word like significant, I'm happy with that, but I like to look at the numbers, and I prefer to look at the numbers. I didn't recall seeing a specific number, and there's so many variables involved. If you're doing a research with 41 plus 51, what's that? That's like 99. With 99 people, they're all different people from different demographics. The only thing they all share is androgenic alopecia. All the men had levels of androgenic alopecia. Anyhow, forget my little nitpicky and nuanced, and forget my little finicky and my little comments. Forget my comments. There was a significant benefit. My opinion now. You can go look it up. Derma roller published articles. Derma roller research for hair loss. Or something like that. I googled it. Came up on PubMed. So my take on it is that not only does the derma roller stimulate turnover, which they're saying that it, according to the little blurb in the in the introductory portion of the published article, the published research, it was saying, the published research paper, it was saying that it promotes stem cells. And I don't really understand that. I thought stem cells came from amniotic fluid, or came from, but hey, what do I know? So I think it promotes cell turnover. Another thing is that when you apply topical agents, they don't necessarily penetrate, because there's something that the body has called the lipid barrier that keeps stuff out. That's why you don't just absorb water like a sponge, or things don't just get through your skin like diseases and germs and all that stuff like that. They hit your skin and they don't even make it. For one thing, your skin's pH is acidic. It's like 5.4, like some around that, and it, so it'll kill some things. Then you have the lipid barrier, and then you got tight pores, and then you got sebum, and you got all kind of stuff. Your epidermis, your skin is doing a wonderful job of keeping bad stuff out of your body, keeping bad stuff from your internal organ. Your skin is working, it's wonderful. So that's a great benefit. But in the case of applying topicals such as minoxidil lotion, in this case, 5% or 15%, I think one of those, 5%, I think it's 5%. In the case of that, your body is also preventing that from being absorbed into your body. So we want to thank the skin for all it does. And even in the case of keeping out minoxidil, hey, I rather have my skin keep everything out rather than letting stuff in. You know what I mean? It's like, so thank you, skin. Thank you, God, for making skin and making it so amazing. So your skin has something called a lipid barrier, so things don't really penetrate the lipid barrier. Now, during my research on sauce on delay, I did consider some ingredients that do supposedly penetrate the lipid barrier. One of those things is a plant extract called arnica. Arnica is used for a lot of things. It's used to aid healing. Some people ingest it. It's also used for arthritis and joint pain, stuff like that. You can buy arnica cream at any pharmacy. You know, just about any major pharmacy you can get arnica cream to put on your joints if you have arthritis or joint pain. I mean, pertaining to arthritis like that, like inflammation related. So arnica supposedly penetrates the skin, the lipid barrier. So I was considering that, but during one of the preliminary experiments with sauce on delay with arnica in it, one of the test subjects, I would say one of my friends, unfortunately had like a reaction to it. So I was like, nah, I'm not putting it in. But I've tested it on myself. I'm actually testing it on myself right now with the liquid version that I'm trying to develop right now. So the derma roller does the job. I think that, I would think that maybe if they mix minoxidil with a little bit of arnica, they might get a similar effect without having to actually penetrate or perforate the skin, So yeah, there's a lot of different ways to accomplish these things. But derma rollers, they seem to work. I mean, there's the product that I was looking at had about 14,000 reviews. I mean, it had a lot of bad reviews. Understandably, there's proportionally a lot of bad reviews, but there were 14,000 reviews. So that means that more than 14,000 people bought just that unit. Scarifying the skin or using a derma roller aids in the effectiveness of hair loss treatments. And I had seen videos before. There's a gentleman that I watch. He lives in, where does he live? I think he lives in Vietnam. He's from America. I think he's half Vietnamese, half black, half Vietnamese. He was talking about, he has a whole channel on hair loss. His Instagram is not really developed. Anyhow, he talked about the derma roller, and the video that I saw, how I got introduced to his videos is I was looking up pomade that had fiber in it. So these fibers are supposedly simulating hair. They kind of make it look like you have hair when you don't, you know what I mean? But he went into his whole hair loss journey and the derma roller, and eventually he did get some kind of transplant, and he was showing his scar on the side of his head. So he ultimately went and got a transplant, which was pretty cool, I guess, to see his whole transition. But he talked about the derma roller. I think the research paper that I was looking at, I think the experiment was over, I'm gonna say 12 weeks. Let me see if I can bring up the article while I'm talking right now. Can I bring that article up right now? I hope I can. Let me see if I can bring up that article without creating such a lull in what I'm talking about. Now, it's still here. Okay, 12 weeks. Yes. Okay, Microneedling group. Okay, had 82% of the 41 guys in the Microneedling group had some hair restoration while only 4.5% of the patients in the minoxidil group let's see, in the microneedling group, 81%, 82%, I'm sorry, in the microneedling group, 82% patients versus only 4.5 patients in the minoxidil group reported more than 50% improvement. So 82% of the guys in the microneedling group, okay, I was using the wrong terminology before anyway. 82% of the guys with microneedling had more than 50% improvement. Only 4.5% of the guys who did not use microneedling had reported more than 50% improvement. So 4 in the 82, that's about 20 or so. So 20 times you increase the effectiveness, 20 times you increase the effectiveness of minoxidil by 20 times if you use microneedling. So before I go, let me tell you the name of the article. It's a randomized evaluated blinded study of effect of microneedling in androgenic alopecia, a pilot study. Richata Durat, his last name is spelled D-H-U-R-A-T, and there's a whole bunch of other guys on it, but it's a blinded study of effect of microneedling, a randomized evaluator blinded study of effect of microneedling in androgenic alopecia, a pilot study. And the guy's name is Rachita Durat, R-A-C-H-I-T-A-D-H-U-R-A-T. All right, so check him out. Microneedling. I call it derma roller. So it's microneedling. All right, so thanks for listening.